I did have an idea. Have you ever, so Olivia and I are avid watchers, listeners of my Bim Bam, the McElroy brothers, and Adventure Zone. And so, for their different their different sub sections of their episodes, like Munch Time or whatever. What is that called? They have songs for it. We should have a different intro for this for Fangirl Fridays. I don't know. Maybe it's just Friday by Rebecca. What's her face? Friday.
Oh yeah, we'll get down on Friday.
Gotta listen to Olivia and Tanya on Friday.
On Fridays. Welcome back to the Fangirl Feels podcast. My name is Olivia.
My name's Tanya.
And we're the podcast where we have an emotional analysis of all the books, movies, shows, all the content that gives us all the feelings, and that you probably have feelings about too. And today, this is our Fangirl Friday. So in these episodes, we just talk about some feedback that you guys have for us about things we mentioned in the last week, and also what we're watching, consuming this past week, and our emotional thoughts on it. So first is fandom feedback. I think I said fangirl feedback. Fandom feedback. What feedback do we have today, Tanya?
Well, around Halloween, also, I just wanted to mention we should turn it into phantom feedback. And so we get feedback from ghosts.
Love it. I hope they have nice things to say.
Me too. Or we'll have ghost stories that I will make up on the spot.
I love that, actually. Done. Amazing.
Done. Hold me to it.
I will. Perfect.
Well, we only got one piece of feedback from my friend Shrey Dog. I don't know if you want me to say your full name, but I'll call you Shrey Dog. She, on our episode number 14, Get to Know Fangirl Feels, Get to Know Us, she responded to our question, what other topics would you like for us to discuss? And she said, discuss the podcast called The Witch Trials of J.K. Rowling. Super interested in your opinions. So we should check that out.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I mean, I know J.K. Rowling. I know her. I know that.
Really?
I've heard of her. Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, obviously she's been going nuts on Twitter, just being very vocally anti-trans, but I don't think she thinks she's anti-trans is the thing.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. It's just, it's a complicated, everything's messy. But that sounds good. I'm interested to hear that podcast.
Yeah. We'll end that with we believe in trans rights. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
We're pro trans rights.
Yes, would like to clarify for sure. Like to be said.
Happy Pride Month, everyone. You can feel safe here. No worries. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, we'll listen to that and check it out because I am curious about I guess what other people think too.
Me too. Yeah. I've never heard of that. That's the first I've heard of.
Same.
Yeah.
So we'll check it out. That is fandom feedback. Soon to be phantom feedback comes September and October. So let's do Fangirl Finds. And this is the portion of our podcast where we talk about the things we've been consuming recently. Yes. So Olivia, what have you been into?
So I have been helping my sister move across the country. So I haven't been consuming nearly as much as I would like to, although this is a consistent theme that I'm a slow consumer of content, but I am more of the way through Fourth Wing now. I'm about on chapter, I don't know, I'm going to say chapter 7. Don't know if that's actually accurate because I'm listening to it via audio. And I have to say, I said this in the last episode where I'm like, is this going to be a good book? No. Am I going to enjoy it? Yes. The further that we're into it, this is not a well-written book.
Oh no. Book talk. Did book talk strike again?
Yes. Now, again, am I continuing to read it? Sure. But am I a little bit embarrassed by it? Also, yes.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. It started out okay, but the further I'm going into it, the further I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I like this. This is silly.
You said it's a long book, right?
It's pretty long. Yeah, that's why I'm not even a fourth of the way through, I don't think. So we'll see. It's just which again, I think we said this previously, a book doesn't need to be quote unquote like objectively good to be worth reading. But there is an element of like, I need this to have like some validity to the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Like at least make an effort. I'm gonna continue to read it because I like it enough to read it. But like, there was just this part I was reading where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just kind of embarrassing to listen to. Like these two main characters, like the two love interests that you know, like the enemies to lovers, are like fighting, and I think they're like physically fighting. It's like they're like sparring, and it's just like the comments. Like this could be like a cool like like sexually charged scene. I think that was the goal, but the words, like the writing, it's like, oh, and he's so hot. I'd be like, oh, I don't. Well,
Oh,
why are we doing this?
interesting. Is it YA?
No, it's like new adult.
What?
Yeah, it's new adult. Like they're throwing F-bombs like everywhere. But that scene, I was just like, I understand what you're trying to do. I don't love this execution at
Yeah.
all. Where you're like,
Interesting.
I get that this is like supposed to be kind of like, yeah, like this, like they're sparring. It kind of reminds me of like Divergent, like Theo James's character. Did you ever see that movie?
No, I never saw it.
Oh, okay. Well, there's just like this leader. They're like in a school, like a college, and this guy is like a few years ahead of the main girl, and he like is teaching her to spar, and like you like can kind of see what they're trying to do, but then in execution, yeah, you're like, this is just like too on the nose. Like, back it up a little bit. I don't love this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's so popular. I keep seeing it now that we talked about it. Like like even my friends are starting to read it. So that's how popular it is.
it is
So
popular.
that is interesting to hear. It is.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm still very early on. We'll see how this goes. This was just like, it was enough to make me kind of cringe a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I was just like,
Mm,
mm.
mm.
Like, I like the idea. I don't love the execution.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll
All
see.
right. Let me know and then I'll check it out if you end up liking it. So
Yeah, I will read it. It's one of those books where I like it enough to read it.
yeah.
You like, I'm like, this is good. No, am I gonna read it? Yes. And then at the end, I'll give like, yeah, I'll have a more objective opinion. But I was like listening to the audiobook on this drive because my sister and I were driving, and like I listened to a portion of it with her, and I like was like, we're done here. This is embarrassing for you to be listening to this
Pack it
with
up.
me.
Yeah.
Like, this is embarrassing. Like, I can handle this myself. The shame is only on me. To have her hear it with me too, I was like, this is embarrassing.
Oh my gosh. At least it's validation. Like, yeah, you cringe too. All right.
Yeah. And then I like listened to a little bit before I went to sleep, and I was like, ooh, don't love this. This is all the same scene. Like, because I only listened to like 5 minutes in the car, and I was like, oh, we're gonna not listen to this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to like other things for a while. But,
Oh,
yeah, that's okay. I'm like, yeah, that's okay. We'll see what happens.
yeah. Do you have a good book lined up next for like uh if you don't
Hated
end up
this.
liking this? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go back to the Threads That Bind. I've mentioned that a few times because I got the like hardback from Random House, I
Yeah.
believe. I forget. So I'll probably go back to that book once I'm done with this because I have to finish this book by June 30th. So I
Good
have 3
luck.
days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I didn't realize June 30th was that soon, actually. Oopsies.
Uh,
That's 3 days from now as we're recording this. So we will see.
um I got threads that bind on Libby, so let me know. I can also we can read that together. So
Yeah, that'd be fun. I think that will be good.
I can
No
tell you what
worries.
I have been consuming.
Yes, please do.
The Bear, I'm obsessed with. Did you watch Bear season 1?
No, I didn't know this existed until I saw your tweets, and I was like, "What is the show? Is this HBO? What is this?"
No, a Hulu. Oh my gosh, someone saw my tweets. Okay, everyone, I hope you please follow me. It's
Yes,
totally Tanya. TOTALLLY. Tanya. TANYA. 3 L's. I
three
couldn't get the 2 L's, so
three L's.
and then
Saying
it's
that I have.
confusing. Because sorry, what'd you say?
No. You go. You go ahead. Go ahead.
It's confusing because on platforms where I did get the 2 L's, I'm like, but how do I stay consistent? So then I then get the 3L one. And I'm like, because on Tumblr, I could have gotten the 2 L's. And I'm like, it's spelled accurate, but nowhere else.
That would suck. Yeah. Ugh, that's the worst. I like it though.
Anyways.
It's unique.
Thank you. Thank you. And in my mind, it's going to be whenever I pump up these videos, by the way, I spent June trying to create plans for everything. And then July, I'm going to start recording for like myself. But I can just imagine my intro is just going to be guitarist, totally Tanya.
I love it. It's like a dudette type thing,
Yeah.
like a guitar riff. I love it.
But then it's me with like Barbie clothes. So yeah.
You're mad about it. It'll be great. I love it.
I know. I'll keep you all updated when that happens. But
Yes.
so yeah, consuming the bear, I love anything. I typically love shows that have to deal with like food and like in general, number one. Number two, if it's like a fictional story, and then also like chefs, like cooking and like learning about that. Because I love learning about I've never actually like I've worked in a couple restaurants, but not that long, and I never made it to like chef levels. So like it's so cool to see that like career path. And also very hot chefs, very hot men. The guy Jeremy Allen White, he was in Shameless. So I never watched
Oh,
Shameless. A
me
lot of people
neither.
say I should. I don't know the first episode. I just wasn't into it, but lots of people liked it, so maybe I'll check it out. But
Yeah.
he's not that like hot, like just looking at him if you Google him, but like him with the tattoos and his sleeves rolled up and like chopping stuff up. So good.
So good. That's amazing. That's awesome. I love
How do
hot
you
chefs.
hot chefs? Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how do you feel about chefs?
I mean, anyone that can cook, I'm like all for, right? Like, because I'm not a cook, so I have to marry a man that can cook. So you might not be good to look at facially, but if you can cook, bumps it up right away for me.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
But it's funny because like, oh man, I wish you watched season one so that you could be a part of like the hive mind, like on Twitter talking about it, because it's so funny that this guy that so Carmi, the main character, he's like troubled, like he needs to go to therapy, like he does not need to be owning a business at this moment in his life. He's like, there's a lot going on. He has trauma. And it's so funny. There's someone on Twitter that was like, I cannot watch the show because this is the exact man I'm attracted to, and I think that I can fix him, and it gives me PTSD. So therefore, I cannot watch the show. And I just thought that was so funny. Women are like, yes, we all understand that this is hot, but they are all troubled, and we
Yes,
cannot fix them.
that's a problem. I would be the same. Like, I could fix them. I can fix
Yeah.
them. Yeah, I can do that.
I can do it.
I can do it. That's how I feel about like the bad boy character and like half these like YA shows where I'm like, I would be the main lead character that he would like change for. That would be me.
Yeah, he just hasn't
Yeah,
met me. That's
he
why.
doesn't met me yet. That's why. And then like we would fall in love. Be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. I get it.
So you get the intrigue. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do.
But essentially, that's like who he is. He's like a hot main troubled character. That's for you specifically. I know you'd be into that. So you should definitely check out The Bear.
I do love those things. Yeah, your tweets, I was like, I've never heard of this show. I gotta watch it. Is it how many episodes is it?
I think maybe it's 10 for each season, but they go by quick just because it's so good. It's just a fast paced show. So,
Okay. Yeah, I love a young chef in Chicago.
yeah.
I love it. Midwest.
Done.
Big fan.
Yeah. Called you out specifically. Hey,
It did.
watch
The
me.
Midwest. Watch me. Hey, you. I love it. Well, cool. Anything else you're watching or
I
reading?
feel like, oh, okay. Well, all right. I guess I'll bring it up. I think the world got involved with Ocean Gate, and
Yeah, I mean, didn't everybody?
everyone was on Twitter on every
Submersible.
group like talking about it. And so since then I have then been super duper interested in watching videos of submersibles and ships going down and like the science behind it. It's just a world I've never looked into, maybe once in biology class years ago. So it's just super interesting to hear the science of like how the pressure systems work. And I've gotten really deep into James Cameron lore.
Yeah.
James Cameron talk. He took I just was interested to know, like, were there any other submersibles that made it down to the Titanic? Yes, James Cameron 33 times, more than the actual captain of the Titanic. Crazy.
I saw this. Yeah, he would show up. James Cameron, I've never seen this man's face before in my entire life. And now suddenly I've heard him speak and seen him 80 times in the course of like 1 week.
Like they're literally going to him for interviews as like a subject matter expert because he is. This
He is.
community is so small. And
Yeah.
like people like I've seen people like critique it, like why is he talking about it? Because there aren't that many people who have done this, and he's literally the only, I think, living person who's gone to the Mariana Trench, the lowest part of Earth.
Yeah.
Like he knows what he's
He
talking
knows.
about.
He like helped develop like a lot of those submersibles that do go down that low. Like so he understands
Yeah,
the science behind it. He's done it. Like yeah, I heard that same thing where he's like technically been on the Titanic more than the captain of the Titanic himself. Bonkers. And he was even
bonkers.
like he was like we all knew the community's small enough that we all knew that this was not safe, and like even if it wasn't the first time that it went down, it's like over time it degrades. Like yeah, everyone became an engineer
I know,
this
real
past
quick.
week.
Yeah.
Like, this is like
I
a
know I've
joke my
never
sister
learned
made.
anything about this topic, but yeah,
Now
today.
we all are. And it's like I saw this TikTok that was like now everybody who has like become a bioengineer or I don't know whatever this is called. They're like, I can't believe they used carbon fiber for their submersible. Like, what did they think they were doing? And like they're like
Amateurs.
amateurs. Their comms were like, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's just like everyone became an expert. But it's
God, I loved it. It's like it is a tragedy, and that is
it's
sad. We will
terrible.
acknowledge that, but like at the same time, it was just like you remember during the pandemic, again, a tragedy. Like lots of people died. Like I just felt like the internet was like united and like talking about it, which doesn't
Yeah.
happen often. It's like with random events, and so that was interesting to me. And so like everyone else, like I also just got really deep into it. And like we recently just saw we watched Jaws again because I've been watching like just like marine life videos. And then like I'm gonna watch James Cameron's like his video of his submersible, his trip going down to the Mariana Trench. So that is my new obsession.
That's cool. I didn't know they had a video of that. That's really cool actually.
Yeah, because he's also obviously a director. Like he purposefully attached like videos to cameras to a submersible that went down to the Mariana Trench so that he could capture the
Whoa.
process. And then there's like, yeah, now a movie about it, which seems super interesting.
Wow. How did the cameras not like implode? That's nuts. Man.
I don't, based off my PhD, no, I don't
Yes,
know.
your PhD in engineering. Please tell me. I mean, I think you know more at this point. You probably do.
Just from the tubes, you know, YouTube's really good about showing you related videos. I'm just like brushing my teeth and going like next,
Yes,
next, next, and now I know random little facts.
I
That's
believe it. It's true. It just like you just follow down like a rabbit hole. Yeah, it was such a sad story. But yeah, it's one of those rare moments where like everybody, like my mom texts me, like I start hearing about it like Sunday night on my TikTok, and then like I tell my like sister, brother-in-law about it. They haven't heard about it. And then the next day, it was like an interesting experiment. Like the next day, my brother-in-law was like, did you hear about the submarine? And I'm like, I literally asked you about this yesterday. Like, what are you talking about? And
yeah,
then my mom, a few hours later, texts me like, did you hear about the submarine? I'm like, wow, this information
yeah.
disseminating. Like,
The way it traveled. Oh my god, that's so funny.
it is funny. Everyone's talking about it. The summer tends to be like a slow news period. So there always tends to be like these things that happen during the summer that like takes attention because like nothing else is going on. Although we have a
Yeah,
lot going on, arguably, but like
yeah,
this tends to happen in the summer.
that's so true. No, that's so true.
Yeah, people are like hot and bored.
Yeah,
That's cool though. That's really cool. Good for you.
yeah. I'm wondering if I should even say this, but only because I don't want haters coming towards us because the cancel culture is just so pervasive. But I just want everyone to know Olivia and I obviously care about like the 100+ migrants that died on the ship that like capsized. So just so you know, those things are not related, but we do care, obviously. So just had to say
Absolutely.
that because every time on, I'm sure you have to just on Twitter, like someone will bring up the submersible and they're like, but don't you care about the people that, yes, and obviously billionaires shouldn't exist. So is it still a sad event? Yes. But can we still critique billionaires and capitalist systems? Yes. Are we sad
Absolutely.
about other things? Yes. Okay. There we go. I just had to
The
say it.
no, it's fine. The whataboutism of the internet is the most annoying thing that
Yeah.
people like can't understand the concept that me not talking about one thing or talking about one thing does not disclude or like not mean the other thing. You know, like it's like
Yeah.
I
These are
cannot
not
speak
related.
to
This is an entirely different sentence. Thank you for
yes,
that.
the sentence is not like have you seen that tweet? There's like a tweet where it's like I love pancakes And then someone replies and it's like, so does that mean you like hate waffles?
Yes.
Yeah. And you're like, I didn't say that. Like,
That's a new
just,
sentence.
yeah, that is the sentence ended at I love pancakes. Why did you jump to the waffles? Like, I wasn't
Right.
talking about waffles.
And that's what happened. It's still happening. So
Yeah. It's like these sentences can exist. Yeah, it's sad. I mean, like, because the fact of the matter is, like, I didn't know about that immigrant ship, like that boat, didn't know about it, right? And it wasn't actually until the submersible that like that got brought up, and they're like, why was this not brought to the attention of the news? And I think like there's that we like people will then blame everyone or like, why are you talking about the submersible but not talking about the immigrant ship? But it's like I'm also just like I can't be researching every single fact that exists on the planet at every point in time, right? Like I'm also just like a consumer of the media that's being presented to me. So like, yeah, this is a larger problem in our society where like why did that information not get subjected, like brought up? But like don't blame me for it. Like sorry that I didn't.
It's not our fault.
It's not our fault. Like I don't know everything going on in the world all the time.
And I argue that it was potentially suppressed. Like that information, that is sad. That's what we should be focused on, and like why we didn't know about it, because that's true. It didn't spread through the news as fast as the submersible did, and like that's an issue. That's what we should be focusing on.
Absolutely, I agree. Like it's not our fault we didn't know about it. That's a larger systemic problem. It's like I'm not purposely ignoring it. Literally just didn't know it.
Yeah.
Until I
Waffles.
did.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I didn't mean anything by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want us to start a political podcast, let us know. Just kidding. I'd never.
Oh my god, no, I can't.
The amount of like haters that will come towards us.
No, I can't. No more. No politics. This is the most politics we'll discuss.
We'll bring it up because it is a part of life, and obviously the content we consume, you know, everything's political. To be honest, so like it is an aspect, and our beliefs will shine through it sometimes. So just know that, everyone. But
it's true.
Yeah, that's not the main focus.
It's not the point of this podcast by any means.
Yeah,
submersibles.
So yeah, that's the things that I'm consuming, and then
submersibles.
And then yeah, probably Barbie soon, and we'll talk about that again probably when we see the movie. So
yes, when I head back to my house, like back to my hometown, I will go see Across the Spider-Verse, and I will go see the Barbie movie. Maybe we'll do that this week while I'm still helping my sister move. That'd be fun.
You should.
Maybe we have like some time. That'd be cool. Barbie movie doesn't come out till like later this month though, right?
Yes, July like 21st.
Oh, okay. So we still have time. Yeah. TBD.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. This was Fangirl Fridays, the portion of our podcast where we talk about fandom feedback, your feedback. So please leave us messages, react to our polls. We will bring it up. Unless you don't want us to, let us know. But we want to include you in this process. We love feedback and we love data points. We're researchers. Hey. We also have the portion called Fangirl Finds, where we talk about the things that we've been consuming. And so if you have suggestions like my friend did, then please let us know what we can get into next. Like I always take everyone's suggestions and can at least consider it. You know, I at least put it on my Libby or my Goodreads. I think Olivia does the same. So we'll think about it, and we're just always looking for good content to consume. So stay tuned, follow, like, subscribe. We're still small, but we're mighty. This will be part of like our 16th episode. So please keep telling people about us. We want to keep doing this. We have so much fun doing this, but it is a labor of love. It does take time out of our lives. So we would love to know if you like this. So follow, like, subscribe.
Follow, like, subscribe. Yes, please leave us a comment, like us, follow us, all the things.
All right, see you later. Bye.
All right, till next week. Bye.
We tried to harmonize.
Yeah, that was good.